Hello everyone, I'm Bhavna Singh. Welcome back to Insightonomics. So let's start the topic for today without a further ado. In this video, we are going to solve for numericals based on consumer surplus. So you have been given a linear demand function and you have to derive an consumer surplus out of that. Okay, so let's do it. So first, what is your linear inverse function? That P is equals to 32 minus 2Q. Is this so? At Q is equals to 8. So इसका जैसे इकोनॉमिक इंटरप्रिटेशन ये है कि आपको 8 यूनिट्स जो है क्वांटिटी की कंज्यूम करनी है एंड एट प्राइस P. तो आपको ये देखना है व्हाट इज योर मैक्सिमम विलिंगनेस टू एंड व्हाट यू एंड अप एक्चुअली पेइंग, व्हाट इज द इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस and what is the difference between the two. So as you know, consumer surplus is the difference between your maximum willingness to pay minus your equilibrium price, what you actually pay, okay, for that particular commodity. तो आपको 8 यूनिट जो है कंज्यूम करना है. अभी आपको देखना है व्हाट इज योर मैक्सिमम विलिंगनेस टू पे एंड व्हाट इज द पी स्टार. आपको ये डिराइव करना है एंड देन यू हैव टू डिराइव द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू so that you will get your consumer surplus. Okay, so first draw a graph using this particular function. So I'm assuming that you know how to plot a function on a graph. So in order on vertical axis we have price, on horizontal axis we have quantity. So first, in order to find the vertical and the horizontal intercept out of this function, first, like I'll write 32 minus 2q. So first say your quantity is equals to 0. When you put your q is equals to 0, at this point, what will be your vertical intercept? Okay. So it will be like 32, because when q is 0, this whole term becomes 0 and you will get price is equal to 32. So this 32 price, like here you have this price 32. Let's say this is, we denote it as P. This represents your maximum willingness to pay. So this 32 is your maximum willingness to pay. Maximum willingness to pay. Okay. 32. Now we have to find the horizontal intercept. So for that, consider Q is price is equals to 0. Put price is equals to 0. When your price will be 0, तो आपकी मैक्सिमम क्वांटिटी कितनी रहेगी. आप अगर आपको कोई चीज फ्री में मिलेगी तो आप उसे कितना कंज्यूम कर सकते हो मैक्सिमम. इसका मतलब ये है व्हेन प्राइस इज 0 फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी, आप मैक्सिमम उसको कितना कंज्यूम करोगे. दैट विल बी योर हॉरिजॉन्टल इंटरसेप्ट. सो व्हेन दिस p is 0, manipulate this, you will get 2q is equals to 32 minus p. When p is 0, you will get q is equal to 32 by 2. ओके, दिस p हम लोगों ने 0 रख दिया यहाँ पे p की जगह पे. सो यू विल गेट q is equals to 16. Okay, this is your horizontal intercept. This p is equal to 30 is your vertical intercept. So let's say this is the maximum commodity. जब आपको कोई चीज फ्री में मिलेगी, when price will be 0 for this commodity, you will maximum needs to buy 16 units of that particular commodity. So these are two vertical intercept. And as we know, this is a linear demand function. Linear means straight line curve. Okay, but this is showing an inverse relation between price and quantity. So this curve will be downward sloping. So let's connect these 2 points. Connect these 2 points. So this is our demand curve. Okay, this is our demand curve. तो हमारा फर्स्ट स्टेप हो गया, हमें डिमांड कर्व मिल गया. नाउ वी हैव टू derive an expression for P star and Q star. Okay, so we have been given this Q star. We have already given in a question Q star कि आपको 8 units consume करना है. Now you have to find your P star. So putting the value of Q in this inverse demand function, you will get your P star. So P is equals to 32 minus 2Q, putting 8 in place of Q, you will get 16. So your equilibrium price will be 16. So, like in a market, in order to consume 8 units of a commodity, you have to price 16 rupees for each of the units. This is the price. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we can write it here. P star Q star as 16, 8. Now we can put these values on this demand curve. Let's say these 8 units, you are getting these 8 units at price 16. So price is 16. This is your P star. This is your Q star. So as I've already told you in my previous video, the area above this price line, this green line, and below this purple line, this demand curve, this particular triangle represents the area of consumer surplus. Okay, this particular area represents the consumer surplus. Okay, so we have to find the area of this triangle. Okay, we have to find the area of this triangle P star PE. So area of a triangle is 1 by 2 into base into height. This is a mathematical formula in order to find the area of a triangle. That is, this is your base, this is the height, and 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 into base into height. This is the area of a triangle. Okay. Now we have the value for B, we have the value for H. When we put it, we'll get our consumer surplus. So in case of linear demand functions, it is very easy to find the consumer surplus. So consumer surplus is equals to 1 by 2 into base into height. So let's see what is the value for your base and height. This is equals to this points. So you can see that your P star E is equals to your OQ star. And your OQ star is already given. कि आपको कितना units consume करना है quantity का ये already given है, that is 8. So we got this point. And now we have to find the difference between P and P star. For that we have to subtract this 32 minus 16. You will get that difference. This is your base, and the difference between P and P star, that is 32 minus 16 equals to 16. This is your H, height. Okay. Now put it in the formula. What is your base? 8. What is your height? 16. When you calculate 2, 2 4 ja 8, and 16 into 4 is 64. So you will get the consumer surplus. Your consumer surplus is equals to 64. Okay. This is the answer for this particular first demand function. Now we'll do it for the others too. So second demand function we have been given as P is equals to 27 minus 3Q. Okay. When Q is equals to 6. So this is your Q star. You want to consume 6 unit of a commodity. So what will be the equilibrium price and what is your maximum willingness to pay? So first we'll find the vertical and horizontal intercept, that is maximum willingness to pay and maximum willingness to consume. So when you put P is equals, okay, let's say first put Q is equals to 0. When you put Q is equals to 0, that will you will get a value for your maximum willingness to pay. You will get a price, the value for your maximum willingness to pay. कि आप maximum कितना pay करना चाहोगे. So when you put Q is equals to 0, this whole term becomes 0, and you will get P is equals to 27. This is your maximum willingness to pay. इससे ज्यादा आप पे नहीं करोगे. Now when you put P is equals to 0, so you will get, when this term is 0, you will get 3Q is equals to 27. First manipulate this term in terms of q. Now put p is equals to 0. This is 0. Then q is equals to 27 by 3 and you will get 9, right? So your q will be 9. This q, this is the horizontal intercept and this represents the maximum willingness to consume. Maximum willingness to consume कि अगर आपको ये पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी फ्री में मिलती है तो मैक्सिमम कितना कंज्यूम करना चाहोगे, तो मैक्सिमम आप 9 यूनिट कंज्यूम करना चाहोगे. ओके, so this represents, this horizontal intercept represents the maximum willingness to consume. So put these 2 points on a graph so that we will get a demand function. So here is your price, quantity 0. So your maximum willingness to pay is 27. P is equals to 27. And your maximum willingness to consume is 9. This Q. Okay. Now join these points because this is a linear demand function. So it will be a straight line curve. You got your demand curve. This is your demand curve. P is your maximum willingness to pay and Q is your maximum willingness to consume. Now, in order to find the consumer surplus, you need to find P star because your consumer surplus is the difference between P minus P star. Okay. And you have been already given Q star. So your Q star is equals to 6. Like this. Say this is 3, this is 6. So your Q star is given as 6. So you have to find out the equilibrium price for that. Like this. So now you have to find what will be the value of P star. This is your P star, this is the equilibrium. Now put 6 into the demand function. You will get your P star. So P is equals to 27 minus 3. Q is equals to 6 already given. So it will be, you will get 9. Your P star is equals to 9. So you are ready to pay 27 for that commodity, but you end up paying 9 rupees. So the difference between P and P star is your consumer surplus. This difference. So this is your height. This area is your breadth. This is the base. This is the height. And this particular triangle represents the consumer surplus. Now you have to find the area of this consumer surplus. So again, the formula is same. Consumer surplus is equals to 1 by 2 base into height. So 1 by 2, your base is equals to P, maximum willingness to pay minus P star. Oh, sorry, this is your height. Your height is equals to P minus P star into your base. Base is equals to Q star. कि आप कितना कंज्यूम करना चाह रहे हो, नंबर ऑफ क्वांटिटीज दैट यू वांट टू कंज्यूम, सो दैट यू विल गेट अ टोटल कंज्यूमर सरप्लस. यहाँ पे जो एक इक्विलिब्रियम प्राइस आया ना वो एक यूनिट के लिए, कि आप एक यूनिट के लिए कितना पे करोगे 9. तो आप टोटल 6 यूनिट कंज्यूम करोगे तो उसके लिए आप कितना पे करोगे. जब आप मल्टीप्लाई कर दोगे 9 into 6 you will get your total value of this rectangle, but you want the total value of your consumer surplus कि आपको एक यूनिट पे कितना मिल रहा है 27 minus 9, तो आपको 6 यूनिट पे आपका सरप्लस कितना होगा. ओके, so put this value 1 by 2. What is your P? 27. What is your P star? 9. What is your Q star? 6. Solve it. So it's 2 3 is 6. 18 into 3. 54. So your consumer surplus is equals to 54. So based on this particular demand function, you will get this much of consumer surplus. Okay. Now we look for the third one. So third, you have been given a demand function P is equals to 50 minus 5Q and your q star is already given as 9. Okay, now you have to find out the vertical and horizontal intercept, that is maximum willingness to pay and maximum willingness to consume. So first let p q is equals to 0. When q is equals to 0, your price is equals to 50. This is your maximum willingness to pay. Now put p is equals to 0. So when you put p, let manipulate this term in terms of q t minus p. So when your p is 0, you will get q is equal to 50 divided by 5. It is 10. So your q star will be 10. This is represents the maximum willingness to consume. Willingness to consume. Okay, कि आपको जब प्राइस 0 है तो आप मैक्सिमम इतना कंज्यूम करना चाहोगे. So let's remove this q star. This is your q. So you got your vertical and horizontal intercept. Now put it on a graph. This p is equal to 50 and q is equal to 10. So let's say this p is equals to 50 and this q is equals to 10. This is your maximum willingness to pay and this q is your maximum willingness to consume. Now connect these points, you will get your demand curve. This is your demand curve. You have already given your, what is your q? Q star is your 9. So you have already given your q star 9. This is your q star. So based on this q star, when you put this q star on this demand function, you will get your p star. And the difference between again p and p star into the number of quantities that you want to consume is your total consumer surplus. This is your p star. Let's find the value for it. So your demand function look like this. Minus 5q. Put the value of q. You will get 5. So your p star will be 5. Okay. So this particular this particular triangle represents your consumer surplus. Okay, and the difference between this p and p star represents your consumer surplus when you are consuming 1 unit of commodity, and in this case you want to consume 9 units of commodity. So when you multiply this difference with this 9, you will get your consumer surplus. So again put the formula. CS is equals to 1 by 2 p minus p star into number of quantity that you want to consume, q star. So 1 by 2, the difference is 50 minus 5 into 9. So when you solve it, you will get 1 by 2 into 45 into 9. Let's solve it. You will get, let me use a calculator for it. You will get 202.5. So the value of consumer surplus is 202.5. So this is your consumer surplus based on this particular demand function. So in case of linear demand function, it is like very easy to find the consumer surplus. Just you need to find the area of this particular triangle. Okay, for that you just need to put this difference. You have to multiply this difference with the number of quantity you want to consume, and you have to multiply it with 2 because the area of a triangle is 1 by 2 base into height. This is your base, this is your height. Okay, so this is it. I hope आप लोगों को ये clear हुआ होगा. So we are done. Thank you so much for watching our content. If you find it helpful, make sure to like, share and subscribe our channel. And if you had any queries and observations, please do let us know on our comment section. And you can also join us on our Telegram channel. where we'll upload all the links of the YouTube videos and also provide the PDFs and important book notes with respect to economics. Thank you.